Voila! Your dream vacation to Vietnam starts from rupees 39,999 only with GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
Because when we were kids, we would go on set of my uncle's set. So I remember Koil Mil Gaya very, very, very vividly, as if it was yesterday, and it felt like the happiest place on earth. For me as a child, that felt like Disneyland. It's not like I tell people, like in my family, hey, I'm doing this audition or doing that, for them to even like consider behind my back making that call. Or even when I enter a room, I'm not going to say to like a casting agent or a director that hi, I'm Pashmina Rajesh Roshan's daughter. Yeah. No, that's not how it works for anybody. There are some trolls that are really funny, okay? Like there was one guy that wrote on a comment saying इसके eyebrow के साथ, hair के साथ तो एक पश्मीना shawl बन जाएगा. So I found that very funny. Like I've screenshotted this and kept it. I was like, "Arey, this is a good joke." In every interview, they keep asking like about this, that. It was just like, for me, he's Duguvaya, he walks around in his shorts and chappal. Ishwar does this, we are roaming around being little bossy with him or with somebody else. So it's just like a normal family dynamic.
Have you ever had a fight with him then?
With Duguvaya? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've gotten upset with each other. So Suranika's in it, the boys are there, Saba's there, Ishwar's there, Duguvaya's there. And then we get whoever else can play a cameo, but we're making a murder mystery film shot on iPhone. And everyone has like characters.
When I met her for the first time, it was at the Ishq Vishk song launch. And I didn't know her, but the warmth that she shared without even knowing me was something so sweet. And then I met her for the episodes that we have done, which is a crazy episode. And I realized that she isn't the typical definition of a star kid, as you may presume. She's intelligent and she is raring to go. Pashmina Roshan joins me for a conversation only on Galata India. Thank you so much again.
Oh my God.
How
that
have
was such
you
a lovely introduction. Thank you.
Lovely introduction for a lovely person.
I feel like I need to take a bow.
You're also dressed up like that.
Yeah, good see.
But the guts you have to wear this
white in the
bunch.
rains. And I promise you I won't get one stain on it.
Guts.
I'll send you a picture then.
Can I tell you something? The interview that we did where you wore white again, there were stains on it because you had gone painting with Anita.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh shit, so this is like a comeback for white without stains.
Chalo.
What if I from now onwards, every interview I do with you, I'll wear white? Done.
Done.
For the rest of my life. Done.
But Pashmina, how has the reception been? How are you taking in all the love and reception that is coming your way?
It's beyond overwhelming. I'm really grateful. It almost feels like, is this really happening to me? Firstly, when we've gone and we've seen like houseful shows and everything, I'm shocked. I'm like, people have bought tickets to see me.
That's true.
And then over there, when I met people, we went for like a couple of shows. I met people and I saw their response and I heard them saying things like, I liked you in that scene, that one-liner is really nice. Or, you know, wherever I go, I hear people talk about, like, oh, your character is so bindas, I didn't think of you like that. My friends in abroad have watched it and are messaging me. My family abroad has watched it messaging me, and it almost feels like, damn, this like distance between people is not really there.
That's
We're
true.
all so close.
Movies are a leveler because it actually goes beyond distance.
Yeah.
It goes beyond any kind of discrimination also. You never know who's sitting right next to you. And you don't have a choice to. And that's the best thing. That's the best thing to, actually in a world where we are differentiated and discriminated, I think movies are the best. Movies and cricket matches, like sports matches. You don't know. And it's the best thing. But did you always want to become an actor?
Yes, always. Like, if I speak from like my heart and what my heart wanted, always. Because when we were kids, we would go on set of my uncle's set. So I remember Koil Mil Gaya very, very, very vividly, as if it was yesterday. And it felt like the happiest place on earth. For me as a child, that felt like Disneyland. And honestly, the sets of Ishq Vishk, no matter how pressurizing it was and how much responsibility I had, it still felt like Disneyland. And I'm pretty sure I feel like that on a simple shoot that I'm doing at home also. It just brings me joy. It's me creating my art, and I'm so grateful. to be able to do that.
But at the same time, were you one of those who used to like dance in front of the mirror and all? Which songs have you performed? I wonder.
Dance in okay, I have to really think back. I wouldn't dance in front of the mirror. So you know what I would do? I would read books, okay, and I would be obsessed with a certain character in the book, okay, and then I would go and I would take my mom's dupatta or her shawl or this or that, and I would make a costume out of it for myself. So I think I'm like interested in all sorts of these things, like these bits as well, because like even in school, when we had our theatre production, I had done the costumes for it as well.
Oh wow!
So I was very interested in every, like the all round of the character. So I remember there was one day that I had gone and I had read this Red Riding Hood or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and I had chucked that story in my head, made it like I would write fan fiction in my head. Okay, and I've gone to my mom's room, taken her chappals, worn her chappals. She had this like blue velvet shawl. Okay. I've taken it out, put it over my head, found a brooch, put it like this, and I made myself a hood. And I would stride around my house like I'm Red Riding Hood. And I remember that one day, all my brother's friends, so my brother's like a little older than me, and I think that time he was in like 10th grade or something. And I was very small doing all this. And all his friends have walked in. These cool kids that I look up to have seen me with these chashmas and this Red Riding Hood cape, striding around saying some rubbish, and I have been so embarrassed.
What's the age gap between the two of you?
I think it's 7 or 8 years. A long age gap. Very long.
Then it's fine. Yeah.
Arey, no. I used to want to be very cool. You know, those little nerdy kids that would want to like...
But you are very good in studies also.
No. I wasn't like very good.
That day, my God, you knew half of the answers.
See, I tell you what, a part of me really wishes I went back to school now with like the understanding I have now that studying is very important. I would have paid more attention in school, but I'm like a bit of a space cadet. So in school also I was spaced out. Like I think I have no shame in admitting I failed 4th standard maths class. But I would work hard, really, really hard after that, because I would get like a few whacks from my mom also.
Is it true? Because people should know this, that nobody, when you were auditioning for the part, knew who you actually were.
Yeah. Nobody, like, you know what? The thing is, nobody gets anything without audition. At least for me, that's how it's worked. Everything that I have done, I haven't been offered anything.
Yeah.
I have always auditioned.
Yeah.
And because of that, like I've obviously faced so many rejections and I've gone for so many auditions, and sometimes it was almost like I don't feel like saying no to something that's come to me. Like, what if that's the best opportunity ever? And because of that, it's not like I tell people like in my family, hey, I'm doing this audition or doing that, for them to even like consider behind my back making that call. Or even when I enter a room, I'm not going to say to like a casting agent or a director that, hi, I'm Pashmina Rajesh Roshan's daughter. Yeah. No, that's not how it works for anybody. So I think, maybe it's my stupidity. No, but it's not. It's just like my honesty, I guess. Yeah. And that's just the way things work.
But do you feel the pressure of coming from a film family? Because, while we speak about a lot of things today, there is insane amount of pressure also on you to deliver. And if you fail, then it's going to be even more pressurizing for you. No. Did you feel that?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure that I put on myself in the first place. I feel like I'm very, very self-deprecating. And, if I read something that someone has written against me, I feel like somewhere it's not something I haven't told myself already. So to start off with only, even if I didn't have this family legacy, I would have felt pressure. Okay? Or added to that the people in my family have created really good work and have, like, they are really, really good and people love them. That, okay, I won't say it's a pressure. It's a dream to be like that. It's an inspiration. But I feel like I channelize that pressure well, because I don't look at it as something to be bogged down by or to be like pushed down by. I look at it as a motivator, a driving force, almost like fodder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a great thing.
Yeah.
But do trolls get to you at times?
I have classified them, okay, in different ways. Okay, there are trolls. Okay, firstly, there are people. Okay, there are people that like love you, adore you, support you, are giving you all that thing. They're amazing.
Yeah.
Then there are people that they're probably neutral to you and they're giving you constructive criticism.
True.
That's amazing too. So these two people I love. I seek them out. Then there are trolls, okay? There are some trolls that are really funny, okay? Like there was one guy that wrote on a comment saying, इसके eyebrow के साथ, hair के साथ तो एक पश्मीना shawl बन जाएगा. So I found that very funny. Like I've screenshotted this and kept it. I was like, "Arey, this is a good joke." And I appreciate a good joke. Then there are people that are just mean. And those guys get blocked. And there's some sort of satisfaction. No. I've cried over them also. I've cried. I think I've gone through that process but I got out of it really quick as well.
Yeah.
Because I was just, it's just a thought, okay, that has always stayed with me. It's something I've heard. Okay, so it's not my own thought. I'm not that intelligent. That whenever someone sees something good in a person, or anything you see in a person, it is a reflection of what you see in yourself. Because we're mirrored beings.
Yeah.
So if I see something about you that I absolutely despise, it's also something that is in me that I despise. Now, if I believe that notion, then it makes it very easy to see someone who's going on the internet and just spewing hate at me for no reason.
True.
It feels like you're probably going through something. And
Yeah.
I can acknowledge that and say that how you speak to me has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you. But I have the power to not have you come into my space
And affect me.
and affect me. So I think when easier said than done, it also affects you. Sometimes they'll say something that is really an insecurity of yours, and that takes a lot of time and a lot of work to sort of get over. But I think it's important to keep working on yourself.
But has there been a moment where you read something like that made you feel insecure about something that you're already feeling bad about?
Yeah.
What was it?
Okay, you know what? The worst is when they say something about either your family. This is not something that makes me insecure, okay? My family is something that brings me strength. So I'm saying it at the wrong point. But they're also my soft spot.
Yeah.
You know, if you say something about my family, it's going to hurt me more than it hurts me when you say something about me.
Yeah.
So, and that I've had to deal with, I guess, growing up also, like just reading something about them, because they've been in the public eye for a long time, and I don't think I've gotten over that yet. Like when someone says something about any of them, it still really affects me, and it still really riles me up, and it still makes me cry. About me, it's things that you don't have any control over, like your appearance or this or that. It's very easy to believe that you are nothing, and you are no one, but like, I'm not being able to articulate. When I get those kind of things, yes, it has bogged me down. And yes, in sometimes it also brings down your confidence for a few days.
Yeah.
But
I understand that.
yeah, but
You start questioning yourself.
yeah, but you know what? That's just like momentary.
Yeah.
Because when you look at the people around you, when you see yourself from their eyes, they are looking at me with googly eyes, and I'm looking back at them with googly eyes, and that's my life. You know, really, my life is in the 3D here. It's not on that Instagram comment box. Yes, my feedback on that comment box is very important that I get. The review I get is very important because that is helping me in my real life. Now, you are saying something about my nose, it's not going to help me, na? What will I do?
That's true. That is true. How has the family reacted to the film and you?
They're really, really, really proud of me. Um, so, you know what? Even though the journey you make on your own, right? And I've done the auditions, I've done all of that. They've seen me face the rejections. They've been there for me from the get-go when I was so raw that I had to work on myself a lot. They've given me their valuable time and feedback. So it's almost like they've dreamed this dream with me.
Yeah.
And when I was like inviting them to the screening, I had tears in my eyes when I was sending them the message. I was like, you guys are the wind beneath my wings. And none of my life, even if I'm standing here today and just smiling, it's only possible because of you. Because you give me that kind of strength. And I started crying, then they started crying, and that's it. Then after everything released, everyone was objective again. They're like, hey, this is great. I love this bit of you. It's like a discussion at home. It's a review. And it's always a review. Okay, we do this after like most films. We like to sit and we like to have like a film club. Okay. So I'm so happy we sat and we had that film club with my performance and my film as well. And everyone was going like, I loved this bit and that moment of yours I liked. But this moment, this I think you could have worked on better, or you could have done this better. So all that happens always, and I love it. It's the best.
But you have a bigger age gap with Hrithik, and when you have a certain amount of age gap, which is a little more than the usual. I have a 10-year older brother who behaves. My father has never scolded me, and my brother has never left any moment to scold me. Like he has fully pura karod all the kasar that my father didn't have, and that's only 10 years. But when you have a brother like that, who's also very analytical about life, and he's also gone through the similar experiences, right? Similar kind of pressures also, and then you have to live up to his legacy as well. What were the kind of things that you discussed with him before the release and after the release? How did that change? How did the conversation change?
Before the release, it was always showing him my, this is related to work, right? Yeah. Before the release, it's always showing him whatever work I have done, and he would give me feedback for it. And after the release, it's the same thing. The work that came out, obviously he was not I didn't see it before anything was released. So even he saw it as and when it was released. And again, it was this I like and this I don't like, and how are you going to work on this? So even he has that analytical brain. Yeah. So he also is, and again, like that little father figurely thing is also there. It is there in every older sibling.
Absolutely.
Even my Ishu Bhaiya has it. All of them have it. In fact, even I have it, I feel like, for a Suranika or a Ray and Rids. But it was like almost like, how can I help you improve this? What do you want? Do you want to try this technique? Do you want to approach it in that way? Do you want to see this? Do you want to see that? And I really appreciate that. So that's always been the case. And it's always like adapt, and see how you can make yourself better.
How has your equation with him being personally, as a family member, as a sister, has he been, sometimes your older brother and you definitely had like the no-joke Tom and Jerry relationship.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to know whose side was he on and what would happen, like at a Roshan family gathering.
No one is on anybody's side. It's every man for themselves at that house. Especially if it's a pillow fight or something. It's each to your own. You have to take care of yourself. No, I'm joking. I don't know what to say.
Like the fondest childhood memory,
everyone keeps, in every interview, they keep asking like about Hrithik, this, that. It was just like, for me, he's Dugu Bhaiya, he walks around in his shorts and chappal. Ishu Bhaiya does this. We are roaming around being little bossy with him or with somebody else. So it's just like a normal family dynamic, you know. Everyone, there are fights also. There are mastis also happening. They're pulling each other's legs also. So I think...
But have you ever had a fight with him then?
With Dugu Bhaiya? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've gotten upset with each other.
Really?
Yeah. but not like a fight. Like
Yeah,
no one,
like
we're
familial
old now.
fight.
Like no one
Arguing.
fights.
Yeah.
And I think in my family, you know, we're very good with communication. So if something has upset you,
We'll talk it out.
we'll say it. Hey, listen, you're crossing a boundary. And I never used to be like that, but now I've started as well.
But when you speak about, do you have any fondest childhood memory involving your own brother and Hrithik?
Childhood memory. I have so many, but
Like the funniest one.
Can I tell you a recent one?
Tell me.
We're making a home style. Oh my god, I'm gonna be backed.
No.
I'm
I
gonna be
want now. I need to now. I need to hear.
We
this
do lots
story.
of masti, yeah.
So
And
then-
we like to be like, this is with everybody, okay? It's a big group of all of us. So Suranika's in it, the boys are there, Saba's there, Ishwa's there, Ruguva's there. And then we get whoever else can play a cameo, but we're making a murder mystery film shot on iPhone. And everyone has like characters and everything. And it's like a passion project that'll probably never see the light of day because it is so atrocious. I have like some clips on my phone and everything, but like it's ridiculous.
So who's written the script for it?
The script is not written. It's spoken out on dinner tables and we've only written it, all of us. Everyone puts in one word and it's a hodgepodge, but it is like Game of Thrones level complexity with the Office level stupidity.
Sad. What character are you playing?
My character's name is Rose because I have rosacea and every time I go out in the sun, my skin burns and it becomes red. So I keep saying on a holiday, I'll keep saying, my rosacea is activated, my rosacea. They're like, you're Rose.
Rose. And what
Yeah.
are the others? Your brother, Dugu,
Ishmael is Carlos.
Carlos. We've straight
He's
gone
like
into
a-
like
he's like
mafia.
a thug mafia. I can't say more, they'll kill me.
No, now I need to know what is Hrithik and Sabha in it.
Saba's Josephine. and who I think his name is Tom or something like Dan or Tom or something
my
chill
God.
like that.
I have to be one of the days when
You
you're
please
doing-
come.
Yeah,
You be
I'll be a viewer.
No. You have to act in it.
Act in it, okay?
Yeah.
Lovely. I definitely want to see this.
But it's like only 4 scenes that we've shot till now. Every day it's just a discussion, okay, on how the characters will act or what will happen, what's the screen. It's just a fight.
Yeah.
It's a rampant fight. And then we film one scene and somehow all the scenes that we filmed are only of Carlos.
Only of your brother.
Only of Carlos. At the end of the day, it's just going to be a movie on Carlos.
But he never wanted to become an actor.
No. No, he didn't.
There were a lot of rumors about you doing Ashiki. And yeah. There were a lot of rumors about you and Karthik actually doing a film. And Ashiki was one of the films that was being mentioned, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I'm not a part of that project. I wish I was. It
hope.
would be incredible, but
Yeah.
no.
But stay the same, no matter
Yeah.
what happens. The fact that you are so warm, you're so sweet, is what is going to take you places. I feel that it is very, very important to be a good person, which we discussed. And genuinely saying this with all my heart, that you come across as a very warm, kind person. And this is not just me saying. Understand that I also have friends in the media who felt the same about you and never change. That's
Thank
the only
you. I do not intend to. I only intend to become a better version of this.
Yes, that's fine. That's absolutely welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nayan.
Thank you.
Hola! Your dream vacation to Vietnam starts from rupees 39,999 only with GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.